Hey everybody, and happy Sunday. We're gonna warm up with a little bit of jump roping, some ab stuff for our running and Annie workouts. If you have a jump rope, now's a great time to go grab one. If you don't have a jump rope or you don't want to do jump roping today, you want to do another alternative, then you can do jumping jacks during the warm up while we're doing singles or double unders. So if you have your jump rope, we're going to go ahead and just start with some singles for about 30 seconds. Let me go ahead and set a clock here so I can keep track of the warm-up time. So we'll just do single unders for 30 seconds once I get my rope going together here. And again, if you don't have the space, you're more than welcome to just do some jumping jacks in place for about 30 seconds. The option also for double unders later will be double taps on the thighs, so you can practice jumping your thighs just to get some going in the calves. Keep going for another 10 seconds or so. Okay, let's go ahead and set this down and move into some Samson lunges to start. Seeing how your legs are feeling after all the lunge stuff that we've been doing the last couple of days. So kind of ease in, driving the hips forward, reaching tall, starting to stretch your legs a bit here. Go ahead and finish up your last Samson lunge, and then we'll move into some inchworm crawls out to a push-up. So we'll hinge, fold up the hips, hands out. We'll do a push-up and then walk the hands back. Nice tall stretch in between each one. These are also a great warm-up if you're choosing to do the burpee option today instead of running, which I will be doing since it's a little rainy outside today and I need to get my burpees in for the burpee challenge, so anytime I can get my burpees in, I'm open to that opportunity. Go and finish one more inchworm crawl. I'm going to do one more here, and then we're going to head back to our jump rope for another round of either single unders or jumping jacks or jumping and tapping the thighs. So we'll go for about another 30 seconds. Seconds here. All right, let's go ahead and set our ropes down. Let's get some Spider-Man lunges real quick. So we'll come down into our low lunge, Spider-Man, just getting our hips open a little bit. Even though we're not doing a lot of like squats and hip stuff today, this is actually still pretty helpful for sit-ups if you're sitting in that butterfly pose, just to be able to get your back through at the top of the sit-up. So we'll do roughly about 4 or 5 per side here. Feeling that stretch through the groin. Keeping your back flat, aiming the belly button towards the front heel. Go ahead and finish your last one. And then we're going to do some twisting T planks. So you'll come into a plank position, and then we're going to twist one arm up to the ceiling, and then switch the other arm. Starting to wake the abs up here really momentarily. Let's get 5 per side, and then we'll head back to our jump rope. I'm going to finish my last one here. And then let's do another 30 seconds or so of jump roping or jumping jacks or jumping and tapping the thighs. You are more than welcome to start practicing double unders right now if you would like. Remember, with double unders, we're keeping the thumbs rotated forward and we're keeping our hands in front. We're not allowing your hands to come to the side behind us. You want to keep our thumbs forward in our line of vision. Let's go ahead and start. Reminder, I gotta tie my hair up. Keep going. Now's a great time to make any adjustments if you notice that your double unders are not just going the way you want them to. I forget to tie my hair up too on these sometimes. Let's go for another or so. All right, let's move into a couple more things. Let's do some bird dogs. So let's come down to hands and knees. And we're gonna reach and extend opposite hand, opposite leg out in front. Bring knee to elbow and extend. And we're gonna do 5 per side. Making sure to keep your back flat as you reach out long through your leg and your hands. Now go ahead and switch sides. Reach out long, stay flat through your back. Usually the further out you reach, the more you have to press that lower back up towards the ceiling to make sure it's not sinking. All right, we're gonna flip onto our backs and we're gonna do 10 hollow rocks. So coming to a rounded back, lower back position, rolling back and forth like a banana or like a baby rocker. Arms next to the ears. You can also point the hands towards your toes as well. So let's get 10 hollow rocks. Trying to make sure that you're not clunking your lower back, you're keeping your lower back rounded and pinned towards the floor. All right, let's finish one last round of practicing double unders. If you want to do jump double thigh taps, whatever else you want to do. 30 seconds. We'll go ahead and start now. Not gonna be a good double under day for me today, I know that already. All right, let's go ahead and set that rope down. Let's just do a couple of mobility things real quick. We'll start with the ankle stretch, just to stretch out our calves and Achilles. So let's go ahead and lean down into one knee, drive our forearm and chest into our thigh, and let's just sink down here for 30 seconds or so. Just getting a little bit more flexion through the ankle crease, feeling the back of the Achilles and the calf stretch a bit here. Wiggle around side to side if you want. You don't have to stay stationary. It's up to you. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and switch sides. Leaning forward into the other leg. Using the weight of your forearm and chest to drive your knee as far forward of your toes as you can to really get that shin down towards the floor, keeping the back heel down, feeling a stretch through the back of the calf. We got a lot of calves today in our jump roping and the running. All right, we'll go into that. And just really quick, I want to talk about the workout. So as I mentioned earlier, we have a variation on the workout called Annie. Annie is usually just 50, 40, 30, 20, 10 reps of double unders and sit-ups. However, this is called Rannie, meaning we're adding a run after the end of each round, just to spice things up a little bit. So after you get done with your first set of 50 double unders and sit-ups, you're gonna either choose to go for a 200-meter run if you have that mapped out, or you can stay with me and do 15 burpees. Then you're gonna do 40 reps of each, followed by another run or set of burpees, then 30 run and burpees, 20 run and burpees, 10, and then you finish with the running and the burpees. Okay, so you're doing the running and the burpees after each round. And that will probably extend the length of this workout a little bit longer than it usually is. So I am going to put a 15-minute cap on this workout to see as far as you can get. This is a wonderful time to work on double unders, of course. Although if you're finding that stringing together 50 double unders is really tricky, you might want to do half and half. So perhaps you'll do 25 singles, 25 double unders, and then 20 singles, 20 double unders, etc. Just cut the number in half, and that would be a way to work on double unders, but also make sure that you're making progress through the workout. So let me just review a couple of things real quick on strategies and whatnot for this. So double unders specifically, you do want to make sure that your hands are not traveling behind you and coming up to the sides. One of the main things that happens is our rope is a fixed length from point to point, and the farther out our arms go, the shallower the rope gets. So as you can see, it's much higher for me to jump over the rope if it's a little bit wide. So if I'm keeping my hands down and in front, then I'm going to be certain that the rope is going to pass plenty deep under the feet. You want to make sure that your thumbs are pointed down and forward instead of out to the side, because again, if they're out to the side, notice how it makes the rope more shallow. If you point them forward, then you're basically pushing the rope under your feet. So think about, instead of yourself just jumping over, you actually want to push with your thumbs, with your hands, the rope under your feet. So your jump is actually very quiet. A lot of times, a lot of people I see starting double unders, they'll jump either with a donkey kick backwards or piking too far forward in an attempt to really try to get that rope through. And once you get the rhythm down, you really relax through your shoulders and your arms, okay? Your upper arms, there really shouldn't be any tension at all through your arms. You're keeping them nice and relaxed and loose so that you're able to just keep all the movement through your wrists, like you're just flicking your wrists down, and repeatedly, like after the sit-ups, you're just working on abs. Usually after a lot of shoulder stuff, if you're doing things like overhead squats or whatnot, then your shoulders are a little bit more smoked. But hopefully you can have a little bit more relaxed shoulders and just thinking about putting it all into the wrists. And it's better to jump slower. So rather than try to speed through and get them really fast, sometimes you may actually make more progress if you jump a little bit higher and you jump a little bit slower. And usually jumping slower gives you more time to mentally get your hands through, making sure you're not hitting anything behind you, of course. So those are the tips I have with double unders. Think about pushing the rope under, hands in front, keeping the hands close to your sides as best you can. Imagine like you got a stretchy band, like one of those resistance bands around your arms, and they're holding your arms in. All right, we've got sit-ups. So going over the option for sit-ups. I'm going to do sit-ups today for some reasons. It's going to be really uncomfortable right now where I am in terms of the belly size. So I'm going to be doing dead bugs instead, but I'll just show you a couple of sit-ups right now. Just to give you some pointers and tips. So side view, when you're at the top of the sit-up, you gotta make sure your shoulders are right over the hip crease. Oftentimes I see people reaching for the feet, but the shoulders don't come all the way forward, or you're like folding forward and like bending and flexing too much at the back. So you wanna make sure you're coming through with a big proud chest, keeping the shoulder blades slightly tucked back and punching your chest through. This is gonna be really key, especially at the front end, starting the sit-ups, to make sure that you're not fatiguing yourself in the spine and in the back too much. Like your core is going to be really taxed. Usually you'll need a lot of core in the double under, so the more that you can focus on keeping that back flat and coming through with a proud chest, you're going to really save your spine and your back for when you need it in the double under, so you're not like noodly and everything. So with the sit-up, your shoulder blades are going to come all the way down to the floor. And then you're going to reach and toss your hands forward, come up into a 90-degree position, shoulders are right over the hip crease, and that's a rep. You don't have to go any further, okay? So even though your hands may touch your feet, just make sure that your shoulders are over the hips, but you don't have to extend much further past that. Your full RX is going to be butterfly, legs, feet together. You may also choose to do a straight-legged kick style, so as you come back, tuck the knees in and then kick the legs straight. Usually that gives you a little bit of momentum coming out of the sit-up. I'm going to do dead bugs today, and the way we're counting dead bugs is one, every time you stick an arm out, it's 1, and then 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to lay on the floor and show you what that looks like. So I'm going to extend opposite arm and opposite leg out. So my right arm and left leg are extended out. Other leg is straight up ahead. And then I'm going to cycle each one back and forth. Left arm, right leg, right arm, left leg. So again, we're counting 1 when I stick that leg and arm out, 2 when I switch, 3, 4, 5, 6. Try not to go 2 cycling faster. You want to be deliberate and making sure both limbs are pointed straight up to the ceiling when you're extending your arm and leg out, and try not to let them rest on the ground. So those are your options for sit-ups today, either regular sit-ups or dead bugs. And then 200-meter run or burpees. So I'm just going to go over burpees really quick. With burpees, 15 of them can add up to be quite a bit, and they can be really taxing on the shoulders. So doing as much as possible to make sure our legs are getting in plenty of work. So making sure we're coming down, sending the hips back, hinging at the hips, planting the hands at the same width as our feet. We're jumping the legs back, coming down to a push-up. You want to drop into the push-up. You don't want to do a strict push-up because that's going to tax your shoulders. So as soon as possible, usually what I do is once I come down, I come to my knees and I do a knee push-up right away. And then I'll come up as a knee push-up to help me come out of the burpee. And then I'll jump my feet wide because that'll get me out of the burpee quicker than jumping my feet too narrow and coming on the toes. So those are some tips I have for the burpees there. Obviously, if you're doing the run, quick cadence will help you rather than big, long strides. So just keep your feet right under you. Keep a slight lean forward at the ankle crease so that you're always falling forward into that next step. So if you are ready to go, I'll see you at the next video, and then we're going to start this workout. So it'll take us about 15 minutes at most, so 15-minute cap. Get as far as you can. See you then.